Okay, in this example, let's take a look at a different scenario. Let's say the driver went on duty at 2 a.m. for 15 minutes to do pre-trip inspection. And let's make a few changes here. So let's say the driver went and drove, let's say 242. Let's see what this will give us. And I can check from the driver's side. So how much do I have available? Okay. So there's that driving piece. And then let's say I took some time off. I drove a little bit more. This is almost like Bob Ross. He's like, this is your own little world. You can make little clouds wherever you want. It's your own little world. I'm just making stuff up. Okay, so I went in violation because from here until here, apparently it's more than 14 hours. So let's refresh here on the company side. Let's see what it gives us. Okay, there's that piece of driving. Let me see. I just need that to show up as well. All right, you see I went over the shift limit. So the way, again, a little recap. I went on duty for 15 minutes, then let's say I waited 25 minutes, and then I drove for 5.5 hours, went off duty. So this would qualify me for split sleeper because it's more than 2 hours. Then I drove again, and this little red piece says that I went over the allowed 14 hours. So from 2 a.m. until 4 p.m., that's 14 hours. So let's see if we can enable 16-hour exception to give me extra couple hours of shift. From driver's side, this is what it would look like. So I click on today, I click this, and then I click take 16-hour exception. So now looking again on the company side, let's take a look at a few rules that apply to this. Basically, the first one says that the drivers have to be coming back to the same yard, the same terminal for the last 5 days for them to qualify for this exception. So this doesn't qualify long-haul drivers, OTR drivers, or regional drivers. If they missed that one day, they didn't come back to our warehouse, then they don't qualify for 16-hour exception. It's only meant for local drivers. Okay, so on company side, the way we would enable would be here, and we would click take 16-hour exception and hit save, and then the driver has to accept it. Only safety should be doing this portion, not dispatchers. Um, so the dispatchers can check if the driver qualifies. But again, I don't recommend you guys making the change yourself. To check if the driver qualifies, you can come here and scroll down, and there will be a little symbol. If somebody took it, you will see a little symbol. So let me take it right here from the driver side. I took that exception. It shows that I took that exception. Let me refresh it here. So this is the symbol I'm talking about. If you see this one, you cannot ask for it again within 7 days. The only exception that would allow you to use this one more than once in 7 days would be if the driver had a restart within the 7 days. So like it says, unless they have used 34-hour break to reset their cycle. So I made a different example. So pretty much on this day, I made it to where it looks like I drove. So I had 2 hours of driving, but there's nothing after this until today, until February 9th. So from this moment right here until midnight, this is considered me resting for 11 hours. And then I go to February, this is February 5th. on February 6th. This is all resting, and right here, this is 34-hour mark. This is considered a restart. So if I look at my full logbook, right here on the 6th, I had a restart. So pretty much I could have used 16-hour exception here on the 4th, for example, and 7 days didn't pass, but because I have a restart right here, this allows me to use it again. So that's the exception. In this example, the driver went on duty at 2 a.m. for 15 minutes. A pre-trip inspection was done, and then there was a driving piece of 7 hours and 30 minutes. Then the driver took 30-minute break. They can do more than 30 minutes. Like in this example, the driver was stopped for 40 minutes. Then the driver continued to drive for another hour and 45 minutes. So right here on the left, we can see this top line will be off duty. This middle one right here, sleeper. We currently don't have any sleeping events here. This one is driving, and this one is on duty. And then here on the right side, it kind of adds up all the totals, but it does it in the percentiles. So for example, 15 minutes piece right here, that's 25% from an hour. So these two pieces are added up together, and the driver did 9 hours and 15 minutes in total, but it reflects it in percentage, 25% of an hour. So in this case, if I was to look at extending shift by adding 2 more hours, 16-hour exception, the driver wouldn't get 2 extra hours of driving. The driver would only receive 1 hour and 45 minutes, because even if we extend shift, then that doesn't mean that the driver can do more than 11 hours of driving in total during the 16-hour shift. Okay, let's take a look at the logbook from driver's perspective, how many hours it shows to the driver. We can go back, click on this clock, and it looks like the driver has hour and 45 minutes to go. Within this 3 hours and 37-minute shift. Basically, shift started right here at 2 a.m. and it will go until 4 p.m. And right now we are just past noon. It's 12:23. So the driver has a little bit more, 3.5 hours basically until 4 p.m. And during this window of time, the most the driver can currently drive is 1 hour and 45 minutes. Let's see what will happen if we apply the 16-hour exception. So going back to logbook and take 16-hour exception. So actually it doesn't allow me because previously I used it within 7 days. What I'll have to do is most likely remove it from yesterday when I played around with it, and then it will let me do it. So this is for yesterday when we were playing around. I'm rejecting it and removing. Now let's go to today. Have to sign the logbook for yesterday because I changed something. Let's see if we can accept it now. So now it was applied and it extended my shift, but the drive was not extended because the driving portion, even though my shift is now going not to 4 p.m. but to 6 p.m., I still cannot drive in total more than 11 hours during this period of time from 2 a.m. until 6 p.m. Let me refresh it here and see if it updated on this side. So now you can see that it shows a 16-hour exception was taken. And you can see right here it kind of matches now what the driver has. 5 hours and 34 minutes of shift and only hour and 45 minutes of driving. Now you might be asking yourself, why is it beneficial for us to use the 16-hour short haul exception if we are not getting extra driving time? The benefit would be if the driver is currently stuck somewhere and will be stuck for up to 4 hours, the driver will still have extra 2 hours of shift. So they will still be able to use that hour and 45 of driving between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. to potentially return back to our terminal and not be stuck at shipper or receiver. If they didn't apply it, so at 4 p.m. they would completely be stuck. This would be at zero. The driving would be at zero. The driver wouldn't be able to proceed.